Hey guys, FilthyRobot here, continuing my campaign, our campaign, with Arumba here on EU4, where Arumba pretends to let me have some sort of control over things and then makes all the decisions behind my back. Is that right?
Is that really what's been happening? I don't think so.
No, I'm teasing. I'm teasing, of course.
I think we've been pretty good
Okay.
for the most part. So we did remember we did do something hopefully kind of smart. We separate pieced Kildare with a much shorter truce. So now you should have an alert at the top left of the screen that's got like a little white flag with a stopwatch next to it.
Yes.
When you hover over that, you can see a chronological listing of when your truces expire. So our next truce expires with Desmond in 1454.
Okay.
So that's going to be November of this year. We are no longer going to have a truce with Desmond. Desmond, if you recall, was one of the people we allied at the beginning of the game. He owns the province of Cork, the southern coast of Ireland. He's currently got no allies, so we definitely want to attack him, assuming nothing changes between now and then.
Okay.
But beyond that, again, looking at that truce expiral thing, we've got Kildare expires in 58, England expires in 66.
It's a good one to know about. It's quite a bit longer.
The disparity, again, that disparity in truce duration was based on the fact that we did a white piece or separate piece with Kildare for very little stuff, and a much larger peace deal with England, which gives you a longer peace, longer truce.
Remind me about military access right now. If we wanted to march our soldiers over to Leinster, how would we do that? Would we have to use transport ships and move it across the Irish Sea, or could we actually walk through some land to get there?
Well, England hates us, so he'll never give us military access through Pale.
Mm-hmm.
His vassal, Ulster, should not give us military access because his overlord hates us.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't get military access through those. Kildare is he's outraged toward us right now because we just took a whole bunch of land. So they're pissed. But if we were to improve relations with Kildare, even though we have a claim on him and we plan on attacking him at some point, he'd probably give us access. Same thing with Limerick and Cork. We could ask for military access,
Okay.
but it'd probably just be easier to use ships.
One other question. So I have a pop-up here. Our chancellor reports, oh, this claims have been fabricated. Never mind. Okay, that is the actual. I've never actually read the text of this before. That's the actual claim. This is what we've fabricated about. They have the gall to claim Ayrshire. Okay, got it.
Yep.
Great.
Yep. So Leinster's the rebellion that's pretty likely to happen. We got 6.9 unrest in the province of Leinster. Most of that is coming from war exhaustion and overextension. The estimated time for this rebellion to happen, if you hover over the outliner, it's 2.6 years.
Mm-hmm.
So you can look at it like this. In 2.6 years on average, how many of these issues are going to go away? Now, you might recall when you were doing those cores that most of these cores are only going to take 18 months to complete.
Okay.
And the reason for that is that the standard core timer is 36 months, 3 years. But go ahead and do this for me. This is a map mode that we don't actually have keybound as far as I know. So go ahead and go to like political map modes. Top left of the 4 boxes that you can choose from map modes.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the culture map mode.
Okay.
Okay. Left click on any province that you know is owned by us.
Okay.
Okay, so like if you click on our capital, for example, Lothian, you can see that there's 3 provinces in this area that are culture or Scottish. There's Scottish culture in Lothian, Ayrshire, and Wallace the Girthy. You named it Wallace the Girthy.
I sure did. You didn't notice this? This was episodes
No.
ago. I was wondering.
Why did you add the Girthy to it? I knew you named it Wallace, but come on.
Because he was
Anyway,
doing so well. He was clearly the girthiest commander on the field.
Right. So Ayrshire, Lothian, and Wallace the Girthy are all Scottish culture. Notice how when you have those selected, there's some other provinces that are colored. They're also colored on the map.
Yeah.
Anything that's colored right now is going to be in the same culture group as the culture you're looking at.
Why are they not
So
the
Scottish,
same fucking color then?
Because they're separate cultures. There's the English culture, the Scottish culture, and the Welsh culture. They're separate cultures.
But there's the same
they're
culture
in the
group.
same culture group, right? They're similar. So when you click on Highlander, you'll notice that Irish and Highlander are the same culture group. So the reason why we're getting shorter coring times on the English cores is because we accept Scottish, that's our primary culture, and English is in the same culture group as our accepted culture.
Okay.
So whenever that happens, core costs are cut in half.
Okay.
Core time is cut in half, not cost. So that's why it's only going to take 18 months. My whole point in just bringing this up is that the Leinster Rebellion is probably not going to happen for 2.6 years, and our cores will be done hopefully before that happens. So we might not have to deal with this rebellion at all.
When
But we
it
should
cores,
also-
does it become our culture then, you're saying?
No, when it cores, we're going to lose the unrest from being overextended.
Ah, got it.
Remember,
I
a
mean,
big
so
part
I did have a
unrest-
thought here, though. We have a transport fleet. It's currently roaming off to go fucking privateer, which, all right, whatever, transports. Doesn't seem like they're useful for privateering, but maybe. So if we are potentially planning on killing one of these Kildare, or potentially, Cork, Desmond Cork, whatever, the province of Cork, Desmond's, people. Maybe we want. What if we station some troops in Leinster to help with the unrest, as well as to set up for the attacks?
It's a good idea to be in position. The only issue with it is that Leinster is a single province. It's isolated from everything else that we have control through. If we park our army there and we have no military access through Cork, Kildare, or Pale, and the rebels fire and we somehow lose the fight, we have nowhere to retreat to, and our army will just instantly die.
Okay, can we get a sense of how big the firing is going to be?
Yeah, if you go to your stability and expansion tab, you can see that the separatists are going to fire with a 10 stack.
I'm on that tab. Where do I actually see that? If I'm mousing over it, maybe I'm looking at the wrong one. Hold on. So
at the bottom, it'll say at the very top of the list, Leinster Separatists, Independence for Leinster, yes. 80% progress, yes. 10K.
10K. Okay, but we have a 15K stack, and I guess our morale is currently fairly low. What do rebels what is their morale stuff for rebels? Because you were telling me when new units are trained with other nations, their morale's not very high, right?
Well, they're going to be at full morale. They're just going to fire right away. It's not a trained unit. It's a rebellion.
So it just starts. That's what I was asking. So they start with full morale. So actually, It is a little bit risky for us to leave a low maintenance army over there, even at 15K, because we potentially could get crushed and not be able to run.
Right. Okay. And I want to make a quick correction. I said that we would just get stack wiped because we would have nowhere to run. That's actually not true. We would be able to shattered retreat through enemy through territory we have no access through. However, the issue is that if we park the army there with 0 morale, which is what we want to do because we're trying to get our finances in order, then the rebels would fire in that province, and we have no adjacent province to park the army in so that we could raise morale to then go fight them. We would just have to have the army there. Also, when your army's at 0 morale, they don't lower unrest at all anyway.
Oh, okay. All right.
So.
All right. Just thought.
Then again, the truce with Thomond, or whatever his name is, the guy down there in Cork, is expiring in November. It takes 4 months for us to get our morale up to full, so that's the 7th month. We only have 4 months until we need to raise morale to go to war with Thomond.
Yeah.
Or Desmond. So let's go ahead and do this. We're gonna pull the transports off the other fleet real quick, and they can't be locked in Mopen. There we go. We'll pull those guys off, and let's just use auto fleet transport to bring them over the other province.
Okay. So you are moving. Where did you move the fleet to? Oh, excuse me, the troops to. You are putting them in Leinster?
Only because of the war with Desmond, yes. Otherwise, I would probably have just put them in Sligo or Tyrone, so near Ireland. But if I needed to fight the rebels in Leinster, I'd probably just ask for military access through Limerick and Cork and just march around.
No reason I don't recall this diplomat, right?
Yes, there is. The diplomat sitting at 100 is preventing the decay from happening. But the decay only happens on 1 month of the year, which is January the 1st. So for 11 months, he's just doing effectively nothing.
So we should keep him and then send him back on the November.
Yeah, it's a convenience thing. It wasn't always in the game. It's very convenient to be able to just say, I always want to have maxed out opinion with that guy, but it's also very inefficient. So we're going to go ahead and recall him.
Mm-hmm.
We should probably top off relations with France. And when I say top off, I mean that...
Keep it at 100.
Yeah, exactly. You right-click on France, you can see that our improved relation value is down to 85 now. It's been 5 years since we've improved relations with them. Every January, it's decaying by 3. So every couple of years, you just want to top off your relations so that, you're getting the value of it. So we'll do that with France.
All right, I'm going to ask a dumb question because I know I've asked this a million times and I still don't fucking remember. Where do I see? I have France selected. I don't see the 85 directly right now. Where am I missing it?
Okay. So when you right-click on France and then you're looking at their diplomacy screen, the very top... to the right of his name, King Charles VII de Valois, there's 2 numbers, 188 and 153. The top number is their opinion of us.
Mm-hmm.
When you hover over the 188, you can see that they have 85 improved relations.
So it's not, I wasn't missing the number, it's just I wasn't, okay, I got it. So it's inside another tooltip with 5 other things. Got it. 7, 8.
Now, one thing we should talk about that we haven't really had to worry about in the past is aggressive expansion. Okay. So in our case, press the U key. What we're going to be looking at is the coalition map mode.
Okay.
By default, if you have no other nation selected, it's going to show the coalition map mode from your perspective. So if you click on any other nation with this map mode open, it's going to show it from their perspective.
Okay.
So for example, if you click on Hungary or the Ottomans, it's going to look different than if you have it selected with us. So it colors the map with a slight reddish color, not very much. We have 85 aggressive expansion with England right now.
Okay.
If you hover over their nation, you can see the number.
Yep.
We have 81 with Ulster. We have 84 with Kildare. Limerick is at 45. And again, this is a number I think we have briefly talked about, just in that the dangerous number is 50. No one has more than 50 with us except for England and Kildare, and they can't join a coalition because they're in a truce. They have a truce with us right now.
All right.
And every year, our aggressive expansion is going to decay at a rate that's based on our ability to improve relations over time. So when you like right-click on England and you look at their -200 opinion of us, you can see we have aggressive expansion, 85 plus 2.1 per year.
Yeah.
So by the time their truce is up in, say, 10 years, we're going to have recovered 21 aggressive expansion. They'll still be able to join a coalition, but no one else will. And a coalition of one is no different than no coalition at all.
Okay.
So just something to be aware of. But
can we go back to fabricating claims in England? Or is it too early?
No. And that's actually a really good thing to do. We have a diplomat coming back home. The sooner we get started, the more claims we'll have by the time the truce is up.
Yeah.
And now we have no claims on him at all, so the first claim will cost 20.
We can't send 2 diplomats in to set claims on him, though?
No, okay. Sadly, unfortunately.
All right.
But let's go ahead and let's remember we're going to want to raise maintenance in July. Keep a close eye on those Leinster separatists. Also notice that we have the English separatists as well. They are likely to rebel in about 4 years. There's 3 provinces, Lancashire, Yorkshire, and Cumbria. They're all pissed. Ah, damn it, we got really unlucky. Leinster's at 90% now. We have to raise maintenance.
Okay.
And actually, it's really dangerous for us to land troops right now, because if they rebel next month, while our army is trying to recover, they will engage us before we recover, and that 5-stack has 0.51. So what we have to do is actually just do a quick little backtrack here, land the troops that were on their way, and pick up these other troops. We have to at least take a month or 2 to recover our morale.
All right.
You just can't risk it. Right now, there is a 6.2% chance that...
Did you accept the fleet building mission, too?
No, I took the mission to improve relations with the Pope.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm going to send to England, or no? The fabricate claims?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
All right.
I'll wait till you have it done, since we're about to...
It's going to take me a fucking moment to do that, though. So, it's not diplomatic. It's under the... I'm on the tab. I'm under diplomatic actions. It is a build spy
Covert
network. Okay.
Yep, covert action.
Got it. I just had to scroll down. All right, sent. Okay.
Okay. Turns out it was all for naught. There wouldn't have been a rebellion in the first place, but
yeah, but we're
know,
playing
6%.
with playing with fire.
Playing with fire. We're gonna put Wallace over there just in case, so that he. Oops! I accidentally selected the wrong army, the wrong navy. All right, now we can go. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, did you get that pop up about the French?
Excommunicated.
So, we were just at war with the Papal State. The Papal State hates France because he borders him, and they were at war. Again, if you want to, you can press the T key, go to the opinion map mode, and then click on France, and then hover over the Papal State. So you're looking at. You select the nation that you want to see the other nation's opinion of. So
where exactly is the Papal State in terms of
Italy, in Rome.
Okay.
Right. Papal State opinion of France is -46. So because he's okay, there's a modifier in here, upset the Pope, -100. So France probably had an event where he decided, instead of doing remember we've had a couple papal events so far where it's like, do you want to do upset the Pope, or do you want to do the what's it called again, the Reform Desire? Remember those events?
Yeah.
So he took an event option to upset the Pope, and the Pope just decided to excommunicate him because of it. So it's kind of funny. Being excommunicated is really bad. It means that any nation that borders you that's Catholic has a CB against you called excommunicated ruler.
So after we gobble up England, we can maybe gobble up France.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. We could consider it. It's just kind of funny that he did that to him. By the way, we already have 27 spy network strength against England, so we could fabricate our first claim right now. Since we're over 25, he could catch us. So it might not be a bad idea to go ahead and do that.
All right.
Or alternatively, if we want to go nuts, we don't have any money, but just as a thing we could consider, we could try to support rebels in his nation, since we know that he's quite weak right now.
That seemed like a terrible idea last time we did it. We spent like 120 ducats or something, which we've never got back and got no value out of. I'm not real thrilled about doing it again. Does it matter which place I put a fabricated claim on? So I guess before, it seems like proximity, right? We're gonna. I doubt we want like a southern province immediately, right? We want to probably keep taking in a line so we can reinforce, move through it, not be isolated, shit like this.
Yes and no. Claims do a couple things for you. Number one, it allows you to take that province in a peace deal with no diplo cost if you use Conquest Casus Belli.
Mm-hmm.
It also reduces the autonomy in the province when you conquer it from 50% down to 40%. It also lowers the cost to core the province once you've conquered it. So generally speaking, you want to fabricate claims on higher development provinces because you get more value out of it. It's the same cost. It's still going to cost 20, whether it's a 5 development province or a 20 development province. So you'd rather spend the 20 spy network strength on a 20 development province and get 4 times the value.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
As far as proximity, like having it touch us is good. But for example, we're actually able right now to fabricate on the capital because we border the capital through the sea tile of Dogger Bank.
Okay.
So we can fabricate a claim on London if we want to. And taking London from England is the best way to declaw him. If you take his capital, he loses the Thames estuary and that coastal center trade, which I'm seeing, by the way, by clicking on the province map mode. Clicking on the province itself, and there's 2 province modifiers that he's got that give him tons of local trade power in the trade.
All right, I'm also clicked on England. Show me tell me this thing you're looking at that shows you that whatever the hell you're just talking about.
Left click on the actual province of London.
Yep.
And you see the province modifier. You can see he's got 22 development in London. Yep. In the bottom middle, there's these like light bluish, greenish little icons. Yeah. There's 2 of them.
Okay, got it.
Those are called province modifiers.
So these are just things that make that province nicer.
Yes.
Like there's Somerset is crappier right now because it has Lollards and recent uprising for negative things for province modifier. Somerset, it's like 2 to the west of London. It's a province of England, by Cornwall.
I was looking for SCU. Yes, it has 2 province modifiers: recent uprising and then the Lollards. Yep.
Okay,
that's right.
So I'm looking, and those green boxes, the ones that they have, these are permanent. I mean, those ones look like they're temporary things. It doesn't actually say how long. I don't think.
It does if you hover over them when they expire.
Oh, that's the expiration is the date next to it. So if I look on the London one, there's no expiration date on these.
Yep.
So these are permanent fixtures.
So these give tons of trade power in that node. That's one of the reasons why England has such a big navy. They've got so much money coming in from trade because they control the English Channel. So taking London from him would be very good. Yeah. It doesn't necessarily have to be our first claim, but I would move in that direction. I would want claims along the eastern border: Lincolnshire, Norfolk, Essex, and London. I want those 4 in the next war.
Okay.
Because I want to take his capital from him.
I'm going to fabricate on London then. It's the best one.
Yeah, and if I had to, I would be willing to take London and have it be an isolated province, just because it's such a good province.
Okay.
It'd be a pain to deal with. We took Leinster, so if we're going to take Leinster, we might as well take London, right?
Yep.
We're going to conquer it all eventually.
Yep.
So.
All right.
So we're losing money. We're losing money right now because we are at full maintenance, and we are also.
I got to pop up too.
Okay, good.
This is called a shared interest. I only have 1 option, so it's going to make it fairly easy. Oh, no, it says, hold on. I mouse over the 1 option, and it says 1 of 2 options will happen. This is one of the random ones. 80% chance to gain 100 administrative power, which actually sounds pretty good for us right now, or a 20% chance of James II gaining 1, what's that one? Administrative plus 1, I guess. So it makes his stats overall better.
Yeah, that's a really good event. So that's related to the consort that we have, right? Should say somewhere in the actual
I'm
event.
reading through it right now. Yeah, his wife may share some of these ideas. Yep. The conversation, yeah, it is related to the consort. All right, I'm going to click that, and let's see what we get. So we're at 366 right now, so we'll know if we get it that way. We did get the 80%. I think the 80% there is probably worse than the 20%, right? Like having a permanent +1 would be pretty damn nice.
The permanent +1 will be good depending on the age of your ruler. If he's 70, you don't want that.
Okay.
He's 35, though, so yeah, the +1 would have been better over time, but you never know. You know, Murphy's Law, your ruler could die tomorrow if you're counting on him living a long time.
Yeah.
And there's definitely, in my experience, you know, the better your ruler is, the more likely he is to die. That definitely happens, totally. Gambler's fallacy, right?
Yeah, right.
All right, so we're coring our stuff. The Leinster Separatists are very likely to rebel, but
our troops we now have 9K with reasonable. I thought you were moving those guys out of there. What happened?
We moved them out for 1 month, and then because they didn't fire and we had some morale, I started sending them back.
Got it. Okay.
And now we're close enough to the truce timer with Desmond that we're hitting 2 birds with 1 stone now. We have an army adjacent to take care of the rebellion. Also, we're going to declare in, I think it was November.
Okay. Are we going to wait for the... I mean, I guess the rebellion doesn't... It's a % chance the rebellion fires. We're not worried about starting a war with the 5 stack while simultaneously having a 10 stack spawn behind us.
Yeah, what I would probably prefer to do is if is if we can, I'd like to just get the Leinster Separatists under control before declaring this war.
That's
but
what
I
I'm
also don't
saying.
want
Like, isn't that chance based though? So is there something we can do to increase their chance of firing right now by, like, I don't know,
Well, no. We
hanging
don't want
some
it to
locals
fire.
or something? Oh, you want it? You're
We-
trying to get it down. I thought we just wanted, because
Yeah.
I assume once it fired, we just kill the rebels and then we're done with that. It goes back to 0, right? Because it's gonna have already fired. If we just
Yeah,
defeat them,
and then we would get a province modifier called Recent Rebellion, which would prevent further rebellions for a while.
yeah.
But if you click on Leinster, you can see we've got 2.2 unrest now. War exhaustion's coming down every month,
Okay.
so that number is going down by 0.1 per month. And in January, some of the separatism will go away. So if we just wait a little bit longer, then
Okay.
we can probably get this down to 0, and we won't have to worry about them actually firing at all. So we're just hoping right now that they don't, because we don't want to lose any manpower to this fight.
Yeah.
It'd be better for us if we don't have to fight them.
Castile rivals Austria.
Of course, because we don't want it to fire, it will fire. That's just my luck.
That's fine.
And there goes Burgundy attacking Provence.
Okay.
Oh, interesting. So do you get the pop-up there?
Yes.
Brittany wants Condottieri?
No, yes, I get the. All I got was the Herald from Burgundy with the pop up, basically, unless there's 2 stacked here. No, there's not 2 stacked here.
My mistake. Did I say pop-up? I meant the alert. There's an alert at the top saying nations wish to hire Condottieri. So
I see it. Yes, okay, I see it now. I hadn't noticed it, but I do see it.
Yep, it just dropped down this month. So Brittany is at war and they want to hire Condottieri, but we don't really care to sell them because we need our troops right now.
Okay, that we'd basically loan troops to them temporarily for that, and they'd pay us.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, they give us a percentage of the maintenance cost of the army, and usually that is going to be somewhere between like 1 and 2.5 times the cost. So you can profit from your army
Nice.
by lending them out to other nations. However, the losses you experience are yours. So if you have low manpower like we do, we have no manpower at all right now.
Yeah.
We're at 0. We actually have negative 12 manpower. We need 12 more men to reinforce our army. So I pulled our diplomat back from France because we already had 200 opinion with him. We should probably go ahead and either fabricate on somebody else or improve relations with somebody else or do something.
Well, when are we? You said you wanted to declare in when now?
In November.
Well,
So
we're gonna
coming
need
up.
him, right? Like, you don't want to send him off quite away right now, right?
Well,
Considering November is literally like the day after tomorrow.
yeah, I'm wanting to make this rebellion in Leinster not happen yet.
I see. You want to wait on the Leinster Separatists. All right. By
Yeah.
the way, how are we doing timing wise?
It looks like it's going to be time for a cut.
All right. So we'll have to deal with the Leinster Separatists tomorrow. Sounds like.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. We'll see you guys same time, same place tomorrow.
See you guys tomorrow.